Well, never is the old adage, you win some, you lose some, more true than with politics. As you all know, we had ourselves some elections in this country yesterday, and while we lost in Florida, we did win in Wisconsin. However, two questions. Was it all bad news out of Florida? And was the Wisconsin election maybe a little bit better than we realize on the surface? No, and yes. Let's get into it. First, let's take a look at the Wisconsin election, where liberal judge Susan Crawford won a seat on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. The New York Times does an analysis on voter margin shifts based on the 2024 election. Let's see how the state shifted in this election. Everywhere shifted blue. Plus 11 points, plus 12 points, plus 4.5 points, 11 points, 12 points, 7.4 points. Everywhere in the state shifted more liberal than in the 2024 election. As Wisconsin is a swing state, I don't need to tell you that those shifts are very, very promising. Now, let's turn our attention down south to Florida. While it's true that Gabe Vallimont and Josh Weil did not win their elections, that doesn't mean there aren't positive takeaways to be had. This is from the New York Times. An energized Democratic base did appear to have cut into the margins of victory on Tuesday. Mr. Fine's 14-point margin, with 95% of the vote counted, was less than half of Mr. Walz's 33-point victory. What does that mean? That means when Mike Waltz, the current national security advisor, when he won that seat, he won it with a 33-point margin. Last night, the Republican Fine only won it with 14 points. That's a huge cut into that kind of a lead. Josh Weil, in his concession, went on to say that the performance was an incredible gain. And he was right. So while we may not have won immediate victories last night in Florida, politics is the long game. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. What we did do is lay incredible groundwork for the midterms in 2026. If we can cut into those kind of margins by more than half for a special election, there is no telling what we can do when it comes time for the midterms. So stay engaged, stay focused, stay organized. When we turn voters out, Democrats do amazing things.